Hey everyone, I'm back. I just took the Pitman out of my car. This is the next piece I'm going to clean up. You take a look at. Right now you can see it's really dirty. It's close up here. Yeah, it's just a lot of caked on grease and stuff like that. So I'm going to clean it up and then I'm going to just show some of the parts and stuff like that. Yeah, so hey everyone, I'm back. All right, I got this Pitman cleaned up, and yeah, I think it's looking real good. I really like how it looks when it's when the tool gets nice and cleaned up, no longer caked in grease. Which, as you can tell, it's kind of a dirty job to do it, but it's looking real nice. So I'm going to kind of go through some of the parts that I know of, just to show what this Pitman is, and then we'll call that a show. So, cleaning it up, the Pitman is basically this side's connected to the crank disc, and these are connected then to the arms. And Nikki just walked in, and it's what moves around to basically actuate the up and down motion. I'll draw that out, I think, in a little bit here. But we'll just take a look at some of the parts. The Dupont has a feature where this Pitman's adjustable. So the thing is that it's stuck right now, and I'm not confident enough to start wailing on this with a sledgehammer and start trying to really wiggle it out. I feel like this should just, oh yeah, I can feel it wiggling. This will just knock right out, and then we can move this Pitman, and this is basically the lock for it, up and down as we want, and that just kind of helps tweak it. So we'll start from the top. All right, this is what attaches to the crank disc. It looks like it's in good condition, especially right here is what, okay, so here's the pins that go onto the crank, just a little washer, and then this is the large brass bushing that I'm very glad it looks in good shape. So there's those two items, and this would kind of, I think this screws right into the crank disc right here. The top of the Pitman has a grease hole, so you can keep that bushing nice and greased. And then as you can see on mine here, there's a repair around there. There's a giant weld all the way around. And I'm not too worried about that. Once I get it going, I think that's pretty good. I'll see what other people say. Or, I mean, comment if you think this looks worrisome or anything like that, but that looks like a pretty big, deep weld. So I'm pretty confident that this Pitman is in good condition. The only thing I need to do, like I said, is basically wiggle this out. I was hitting it pretty softly with the hammer. I'm just not confident enough to really wail on it or anything like that until I figure out how to attach it. These pins here look in good condition. So yeah, that's all the parts of the Pitman. Here's the washer. There's this front bolt that goes to the crank disc. All right, I'm going to do a drawing of what it looks like when it's pumping around. All right, so I'm going to do a pretty crude drawing here of where the Pitman is. So here's what's called the drive disc, which is where what comes from basically the jack shaft or some sort of shaft, and this is what turns another shaft here, which connects to a front disc, which is called the crank disc, I think. And so this crank disc is what the Pitman attaches to. It'll attach, somewhere on it. So if that's the Pitman, and I'm a good drawer. And then as this, you know, turns around, the Pitman moves around as well, and that's where the arms, and then here's the spring, and that's basically how the motor is just the hammer is moving up and down just through this Pitman moving around. So yeah, that's basically how that is. Hello, I'm back unexpectedly because I got the Pitman out. I took it over to the post vise, and then I noticed, you know, it was moving back and forth. So I kept rotating it and noticed that it was sinking down, like it was getting lower and lower. And so then I was like, well, wait, it's probably just, see, it's pretty greasy still. I was just thinking, well, wait, then it can just come completely out. So then I kept going the other way and eventually got it out. So here is the Pitman piece. Now I was looking at this to see how this works. Well, this guy just knocks right out, and there you go. So as soon as the bolts attach to this other side, it'll tighten it and it'll vise onto this basically. Pretty cool feature. I don't know if there's if Dupont or other hammers have this, but maybe it's old news, but I thought it was pretty cool. I just wanted to add that in there quick to the video, just because I was kind of puzzling about it, how it was even, you know, what this was even doing basically. Anyways, that's all. Again, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment. Looking for feedback on this thing, and yeah, that's all. Thanks.